Alright, I want to make this video on sharpening chisels today, and I want to take some of these and, show you as just what a poor example of abuse these have gone through. This one's not the worst, but it's rounded over the front, it's pretty heavily chipped out. And then we've got this one, which is just terrible. You can see it's just beat on, chipped out. And what I'm going to use to fix them up is my Tormac. Trusty little Tormac here. This is a knockoff, but I mean, it's the same idea. It's got whetstone grinding, a guide rail, and you can put your chisels in an actual guide. And then it's got a leather stropping wheel, and you can put compound on there to polish afterwards. But I'm also going to do some of this by hand. I've got my whetstones in this bucket over here. They've been soaking overnight. I'll clean them off quickly. And then the first step is to make the back of these chisels flat, which could take a little bit of time because they look a little like they're pretty beat on. And then the next step is going to be to hollow grind and then finish them off on the whetstones again and then polish them. So let's start with that. The stones I'm going to use in this video, this is a 400 grit, 1000 grit, and then this is a 3000, 8000 grit stone. And I plan on getting a 16,000 grit diamond plate just to finish off and do a little extra work. But I'm going to start and just flatten the back of this one on the 400 grit stone before I move on to the Tormac for some sharp. So now that I've got the rough shape done from the hollow grind, I'm going to go back and I'm going to flatten the back again to get rid of the burr, just very quickly. And then I'm going to switch over to the 1000 side of this and work my way up till I get to the 8000 grit side, and then I'm going to give it a quick stroke and polish, and we'll be done with chisel number 1. And once you're at this stage and you have a primary bevel set, setting the edge is really just about keeping constant pressure on it with these fingers here, and you can pull back towards you. And it's really going to take the slightest amount of work to get that edge again. And you'll know when you've done enough sharpening because you'll feel a burr on the back of it. This is a piece of metallizer that's been rolled over. Once you get that burr, that's it. That's all you have to do, as long as it's all the way across. And then you can just take the back. And this is why flattening is so important, because to get rid of that burr across the whole back edge, you need it to be flat. So that was it. It took a couple passes on the 1000 grit stone, and I'm going to move up to the 3000, 8000, and then we're going to polish it. So once you're up to the 8000 grit stone, it's one step is a little bit different. Instead of just keeping pressure on your primary bevel like that, you can tip it up just a little bit, a couple degrees, and pull it back. And again, when you feel that you have a burr the whole way across the back of it, then it's time to just give it a few light passes to get that burr off, and then it's time to move on to the stropping Now this is just a piece of fairly durable, this one's not that durable, leather. And I have a fair amount of compound on there already from it being used. But you're just going to add a little bit of the compound to it. The same thing, set your bevel, and you can you don't want to overdo it on the polishing because you'll actually take away the sharp edge if you go too far because it'll roll over the end. But let's see how this one did. Not bad. Take a look at it. There you go. You can see just the leading edge is polished. The back is polished all the way to the front. I'm not really worried about that. And there you have it. Sharp, sharp chisel.